It's time for high school basketball game night. Now here's your play-by-play announcers for tonight's game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the campus of Dothan High School and the Davis Gym. I'm Mick Kirkland along with Bobby Price. We'll be here bringing you the action between the Dothan Tigers and the Northview Cougars.
We ought to see a fun run-and-gun action here from both squads. They both do well on the fast break, and we'll see how these two teams match up together. Of course, both teams are in the same region. And if my recollection is correct, Northview is 4-0 in the region.
Last year, these two teams met 4 times, with the Tigers coming out victorious all 4 times. But both tournament games between these two teams were very close. One went in overtime, and the other one was won by, I believe, 2 points. So Northview has revenge on their mind. Tip off, Northview gets the tip. That's number 30. Graham puts it up and in.
It's up and in. Number 30 for Northview. Jerry Graham puts it in for 2.
Harper has it for the Tigers on that first possession. Over to Ricky Kuntz. The Tigers are starting with a different lineup tonight versus when we seen them play earlier. New in the lineup is number 35, Ricky Kuntz.
He played quite well in the tournament at the Civic Center, and he is being rewarded with a start here tonight.
Kuntz and Harper out front. Kuntz pulls up for a 3, and he misses, and a foul is called under the basket.
You think it's going to be White, number 31, pushing off.
That's Robert Thomas called for the foul. So the Tigers come up empty on that first possession.
Brad Payne for Northview brings it down now.
In the game for the Cougars, that's Brad Payne, number 12, number 32, Floyd, 30, Graham, who had the last basket. 3 is James, and 42 is Devon Jackson.
Graham's called for foul under their basket, so they turn it over. The Tigers on the offensive now.
In this game for the Tigers, number 33, Harper, 35, Kuntz. 30 is McGriff, 31 Thomas, and 40 Fincher. Coach Golan on the side calling the play. Over to Fincher. He tries to get it in, and he turns it over. Devon Jackson comes up with the steal. Ball goes into Jackson. He spins around, shoots, misses, and number 31, Thomas, comes up with the ball.
All right. The Tigers get the rebound, so they come down on their side of the court, try to put it in to tie it up, and that shot is short by number 33, Harper.
Tigers scoreless so far in the game. We've almost 2 minutes into this game. Jackson spins around, shoots, misses, and rebound by Thomas.
Harper with the ball now for the Dothan High School Tigers as they bring it across midcourt now.
Score is 2-0. They're kind of filling each other out. Fincher spins around with the hook for the basket.
Ties it up 2-all now. Nice little left-hand turnaround hook by number 40, Fincher, for the Tigers.
With the ball is James. He's good from the three-point. He shoots, misses, and Thomas comes down with another rebound. So Thomas has been hitting the boards hard early in the game.
That's what they're going to have on their end of the court, especially if they don't score. And but a pass into number 31, Thomas, and he can't handle it. Turn it over, and the Cougars come down and score.
That was James driving down to score. You know, we've seen him play quite a bit this year, and he's something to see.
Harper on the move, throws it into Fincher.
Fincher dishes off to McGriff, and he can't complete the play.
Brad Payne with the ball for the Cougars now. It goes out. They maintain possession.
So we were talking about James, and James, he's the smallest guy on the court, but I tell you what, he plays big time. We've seen him in several games this year, and he always comes through big.
He hustles from the start of the game to the final buzzer. Number 42 puts it in for the Cougars. That's Devon Jackson.
5-2, Cougars leading the Tigers. 4:42 left in the first period. Harper has the ball for the Cougars, for the Tigers. He gives it to McGriff. It's blocked. He goes back up and puts it in.
He hung with it on that and finally got the roll in for him. So our score is now 6-4 with the Cougars on top.
James brings it across. He's a big-time three-point shooter. Payne over to Floyd. Floyd drives, and it's stolen by Fincher. Fincher gets it, and he's fouled.
32, Floyd for the Cougars. Call for the foul. So another team foul.
Coming into the game, Mark Roberts, number 5, going out, number 32. That's Floyd.
Tigers throw it in. Harper with the ball now.
Harper turns it over to James. He goes up, and Fincher challenges him and causes him to miss. But James gets it from the corner for a 3, and he nails it.
Nice three-pointer by number 3, Kenton James. 9-4 lead now for the Cougars.
James is all over the court. I tell you, you can look for him, like we keep saying, to make some big-time plays. Coots picks up the loose ball, puts it in for the basket.
9-5, 9-6 now. 3-point lead for the Cougars.
You know, we saw Coots play just a couple of games ago, and he hit 3 3-pointers in a row, so he can hit them big time from the outside.
Number 12 for Northview moving the ball around, passes over to James, and they turn it over. And then the Cougars get it back.
That was a block by Harper, and Roberts goes in. He misses. Graham comes up with the loose ball, puts it up, and that's 31 with the rebound for the Tigers. That's Robert Thomas.
Harper brings it down for the Tigers, sets it up, top of the key now at midcourt.
Harper drives down the baseline, tries to get it back out, turns it over, out to Roberts. Fincher goes up, and Robert puts it in.
Nice little hesitation move by number 5, Mark Roberts. Able to put it in for a 2-point basket for the Cougars. 11-6 our score now.
Harper has it. Last time they had it, he turned it over to Kuntz. Back to Harper. Harper's just a 9th grader, and he's starting for the Tigers. Kuntz pulls up, shoots, and he nails it.
2-point basket there for Kuntz. 11-8 the score with just over 2 minutes remaining in the first period.
So Kuntz has hit a couple of long-range shots in a row for the Tigers.
Wide open for Northview is number 30. That's Graham. Puts it in for 2.
It's a 13-8 lead, 1:51 left in the first period. The Cougars have been leading the entire game.
Harper over to Kuntz. Then back to Harper again.
Harper turns around and shoots. Roberts gets the rebound, out to Payne. Over to Jackson. He puts it up and in.
Nice little backboard layup. Drops it in for another 2 points. Is Devon Jackson. 15-8 now. Timeout Dothan.
So the Tigers turned the ball over that time, and the Cougars took advantage of it, getting the ball to Devon Jackson, and he put it off the glass and put it in. So far it's a 15-8 lead for the Cougars over the Tigers.
Coach Golden is kind of upset with his Tigers thus far tonight. He's not happy with the way they're performing, and he's barking out a couple of plays for them to put together and see if they can get back into this game. 7-point deficit now for the Tigers.
A lot of time left in this game, and I'll tell you what, when these two teams suit up on the floor, anything can happen, and it will happen. It will happen. It's too early to, like they say on the elections, too early to call. Well, It's too early to call this game.
I think you're right.
And I imagine you'll see lead swaps. I imagine you'll see quite a few lead swaps before this game is over.
Harper at the top, throws it in, turns it over. And picking up his number 12 for Northview, that's Brad Payne. Over to his teammate number 3 and back out to Payne again.
Roberts into Jackson. He spins around, shoots, and that's Thomas. Gets the rebound. Out to Harper. He brings it across court. Harper drives in, he puts it up, misses. Graham gets the rebound. Out to James. James over to Payne. Back to Mark Roberts. Payne pulls up, he shoots and misses, and
31.
That was Thomas with the rebound. So he's been hitting the boards pretty hard. We've called his name quite a few times.
All right, Dothan setting up a new play now with Harper.
Dothan hasn't been able to get anything inside so far. Thomas spins around, shoots, misses. Fincher goes up high for the rebound, and it's blocked by number 30, Graham.
He put up a shot just before the buzzer, rolled off the backboard and off the rim, falls away no good. The end of the first period, 15 for Northview, 8 for Dothan.
So far, the Cougars have led this entire game through one quarter play. So we'll have second quarter action coming up between the Dothan Tigers and the Northview Cougars after these messages.
Your number one source for high school sports. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
Welcome back to Davis Gym on the campus of Dothan High School. Inter-city rivalry between the Dothan Tigers and the Northview Cougars. Hi, I'm Mick Kirk along with Bobby Price, bringing you all the action.
We had a swap out now. Harper sits out for a few minutes, and number 14 into the game, Clark, for these Tigers.
That's Jackson. Jackson, 14 for the Tigers.
Okay.
Willie Jackson.
Yeah, okay.
McGriff pulls up and shoots and puts it in.
I forgot which clipboard I had there for a minute. All right, the Cougars on the attack now.
Payne has the ball for the Cougars. Roberts, and he almost loses out of bounds, but he recovers. Into Jerry Graham, he shoots, well, he spins, dishes it back out to Payne, and Thomas with another rebound.
His three-point shot was off its mark, so the Tigers get the rebound, and they're down on their side of the court.
Tigers have not been able to get anything to work for them inside, Bobby. All of their points have basically come from the outside. McGriff goes up strong for the rebound and the putback and the basket.
So we're going to foul on Northview, and Cooch gets to go to the line to, 30 for Dothan goes to the line.
Yeah, that's McGriff. So McGriff has scored the last two times down court for the Tigers, so he's starting to exert some influence into this game.
We have substitutions for Northview now. Coming in is number 32, James Floyd.
So the Tigers are on a 4-0 run. The Cougars are scoreless in the second quarter. It's a 5-0 run. So the Tigers have scored 5 points in the second period, and the Cougars are yet to score. The score was 15-8 at halftime, at the end of the first period.
All right, Northview on the attack now. Pass again to number 42, Devon Jackson, and he's fouled. Gets to go to the free throw line.
That foul was on number 40, I believe.
14.
14, okay. That was Willie Jackson called for the foul.
At the free throw line, Devon Jackson for the Cougars. He'll be shooting 2.
You can look for big time plays out of Jackson. He played a lot last year, and he's been very dominating this year in games that I've seen him play.
First shot falls away, no good. About to take his second shot now.
If he makes this one, it'll be the first point of the period for the Cougars, and he does, so it's a 16-13 game. Northview leading Dothan. They've led the entire game so far. Ball goes in the Fincher. He puts it up. He pumps. and he's fouled. Nice pump move by Fincher to get away from the defender, but he couldn't get it to fall, but he was fouled.
All right, the foul is on number 32, James Floyd for the Cougars. At the free throw line, number 40 for the Dothan Tigers, Will Fincher.
Fincher will be shooting two. His first one up. It's good. So that'll be his third point of the game. He had one turnaround jumper for a basket early in the first period.
Thomas comes out, and Big Dean, 6'6", comes in for the Tigers.
So it's a 16-15 game. The Tigers have cut the lead down to 1 point. The Cougars are only leading by 1 point. They came in this quarter leading by 7. Roberts drives the baseline, puts it up and in.
Nice move by number 5, Roberts for Northview. 18-15 the score, 3-point lead now.
Drop to the basket by Willie Jackson, and he's fouled by number 3.
Yes.
Was it 3?
Number 3, yeah.
That was Kenton James called for the foul. Kuntz takes it out for the Tigers in the Fincher. He spins around, shoots, misses. Dean goes up with the rebound, and it's put back by Ricky Kuntz.
Kuntz finally puts it in. Dean tried, fell away, and then Kuntz puts it in for 2. We got a 1-point lead now for the Cougars.
That time the Tigers kept the ball alive on the offensive board and were able to get some points out of it.
All right, they're going to call Dean for reaching over for the foul.
Derek Dean's a 6'6" junior. He recently received the six-man award during the Dothan Progress Dothan Eagle Holiday Classic. Jackson goes up.
No good. Rebounded by Kuntz.
Jackson missed. That was Willie Jackson. Loose ball. Fincher comes up with it and off over to Dean, and he couldn't hold on to it.
Finally pulled it in by Fincher and tried to pass it over to Dean. Couldn't handle it and went out of bounds. Into the contest now, number 44 for the Tigers, Fred Foster. A big spark for the Tigers.
Foster is just a 10th grader, but the games we've seen him play, he's played big time. He made the all-tournament team at the tournament just a couple weeks ago, and there's James with another basket. So you can look for Foster. He brings a spark to this Tiger team.
We'll see if we can do that now with Foster in there and Dean. Kuntz puts the shot up, rolls away no good, and Foster gets a rebound, puts it in.
As soon as Foster gets in the game, he gets a rebound, puts it up, and for the basket.
Cougars on the attack.
And to Devon Jackson.
Almost lost it. Roberts.
Foster was on him and made him change his shot. Jackson goes up, passes over to number 14 for the Cougars. That's Clark.
3-point lead by Northview. Tigers on the attack.
Ball goes to Fincher. Kuntz pulls up for a 3, and he nails it.
He was due one, and he was just sitting there waiting, and he put it in for 3. And that should tie the score.
First time the score's been tied all night. Northview's been leading thus far in the game. So Kuntz comes up with a big 3-pointer to tie the score. And a block by Foster. He sneaked up behind Devon Jackson that time and came up with the block. Fincher over to Willie Jackson. He goes in, misses. Clark with the rebound for the Cougars.
Willie Jackson should have pulled it back out and then let him set it up again, but did not. But Dean comes down, gets the rebound, and almost loses it. Harper gets it. Tigers on the attack.
Ball goes back to Jackson, over to Kuntz. In the team, back out to Kuntz, pulls up for another 3, misses, and James gets the ball, and the foul is on
40, I think, for the Cougars.
The foul on number 40.
McClendon.
McClendon's called for the foul. The Cougars get it out. Inbounding the ball for the Cougars. Number 35, Ricky Kuntz, goes into Foster, and it's blocked by the Cougars. I didn't get the number on the one who blocked that shot, but it was a good block. James pulls up for a three, and he nails it.
At the top of the key, James puts it in for 3 points for the Cougars. 25-22 now.
He makes it look so easy. Fred Foster, he drives to the basket, puts it up, and he's fouled.
2-shot foul as Foster gets to go to the line. We'll see who they call the foul on. 14 for Northview. That's Clark charged with that foul.
Like we keep talking about, Bobby, I tell you what, Kenton James can light it up from behind that three-point line, and we saw him just a minute ago do it.
Harper's first shot is up, falls away, no good. Now ready to take his second one. It's up, and it falls in there.
So it's a 25-23 game, 2 minutes, 12 seconds left in the first half of action. The Cougars leading the Tigers. James hit a big three-pointer last time down. He comes down, he pulls up for another one, misses. Kuntz comes down with it, out to Foster, and he passes it over to Willie Jackson. He pulls up for a three, shoots it, misses. Fincher with the rebound. He loses it out to the Cougars.
4-on-1 for the Cougars there, but unable to put it in. Devon Jackson drives the basket. Still no good. The Tigers get the rebound.
Jackson tries to get it out to Foster, and he wasn't looking for it. They should have just pulled back and slowed it down and prevented the turnover. That time they turned the ball over, and it goes back to the Cougars.
The Tigers being able to pull it back into a tie at one time, but have not been able to take the lead tonight. And down by 2.
Mark Roberts pulls up, shoots, and Dean gets the rebound out to Ricky Kuntz.
Kuntz puts it in for 2. That should tie up again. Just over a minute remaining in the first half of play.
We've seen Kuntz's play improve over the last 2 games. He's, I believe he's a junior this year.
Willie Jackson to Kuntz. And somehow the Cougars are able to keep that from going in.
That was a nice move by Mark Roberts. He faked inside and took it in and put the basket in to give the Cougars the lead again.
Harper takes a shot short. Fincher gets a rebound up, and it falls away. No good. Dean, now Finch shoots
Fincher
again.
puts it back, and Mark Roberts gets the rebound. That time the Tigers had a couple opportunities and couldn't capitalize on it. Nothing would fall for them.
All right, Northview ought to go for one final shot here in this first half of play. 2-point lead for the Cougars.
Cougars going for one shot. The clock's running out. And it's blocked by Foster. That time they came up empty trying to take a last-second shot, and that was Roberts going to try to get one in at the last second, and Foster jumped up and blocked it.
Nice move by Foster to get the steal and tried to put it in to tie the score at the half, but the ball wouldn't fall for him. Not sure he got it off in time. And so the Tigers trail by 2 at the half.
So after one half of play, it's the Northview Cougars leading the Dothan Tigers 27-25. We'll be back with second half action after these messages.
Your #1 source for high school sports. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
Welcome back to the John Davis Gym on the campus of Dothan High School for second half action between the Dothan Tigers and the Northview Cougars. Hi, I'm Mick Kirk along with Bobby Price. Bobby, we saw a lot of action in the first half from both of these teams.
Yes, we did. Both teams trying to go with a fast break. Dothan trying to get the ball inside, unable to do so, and I think that's a reason why they're trailing by 2 points here at the half. Northview has been able to get it inside to that big guy several times.
Northview has led the entire game. We've had 2 ties so far in the game, and but Northview, Dothan just hasn't been able to take the lead.
Nope, and we'll see what happens here with Coach Golden's group here in this third period. He's going back with the same group he had at the end of the half, with the only exception Harper comes back in the game at number 33 for the Tigers.
Checking the lineup in the game for the Cougars, number 32, that's Floyd, and he goes up, puts it in, and Dean gets the rebound. So in the game for Northview is 42, that's Devon Jackson, 30 Graham, 12 Payne, 32, that's Floyd. In the game for the Tigers, number 35, Ricky Kuntz, 40, Will Fincher, 43, Derek Dean, 44, Fred Foster, and 33, Harper. Harper gets the loose ball and puts it back up.
Nice feed by Kuntz, and Harper picks up the rebound, puts it in for 2 for the Tigers to tie the score.
I tell you, the 2 players to really watch, the 2 key players on both teams have been number 3 for the Cougars, that's Kenton James, and number 35 for the Tigers, Ricky Kuntz.
Yep. Kuntz at the top of the key, the pass not quite to him correctly. Harper charges the basket and puts it in for 2.
That was Foster.
Okay, Foster, yeah.
Foster drives the baseline, puts it up to tie the score at 29.
Pass it into Jackson, he couldn't handle it, and they go back out to number 12, Payne, and we get a turnover, but number 3 is there to pick it up, James, for the Cougars.
And that was a good block. That was Harper comes out of nowhere and sneaks in and knocks the ball out of bounds, blocks the shot. Last time down, number 12, Payne scored for the Cougars. Ball goes to Payne.
Into Jackson.
Jackson gets Fincher in the air, and he pulls up and he shoots and he makes it.
Back to a 2-point lead for the Cougars once again, 31-29. Kuntz to the top, they take the lead.
Kuntz hits a big 3-pointer to give the Tigers their first lead of the night, 32-31.
Cougars on the offensive here with Devon Jackson, and he can't lose his control. The Tigers have it and feeds it to Dean, over to Kuntz, and the shot is short, and the Cougars get the ball out of bounds.
That time the Tigers tried a fast break and they couldn't control it and lost the ball out of bounds and turned it over. So it goes back to the Cougars.
Floyd comes to the side, and Graham comes back in for the Cougars.
Devon Jackson spins, shoots, and misses, and as Mark Roberts comes up with the loose ball, over to Ken James, he pulls up for a 3, misses, but Roberts, that was Jackson, Devon Jackson with the rebound and puts it back up for the basket.
Ball bounced around on the top of the rim and finally fell in for 2. Kuntz is charged with the foul. So Jackson goes to the free throw line to try to make it a 2-point lead for the Cougars if he can put this one in. It's there.
So the Cougars are back on top, 34-32. They go into a full-court press, gets the ball out to Foster. He pitches over to Dean, puts it up and in.
Nice little bouncer over to Dean, and for 2 to tie the score up again.
Payne brings it across for the Cougars. Over to Kenton James. Back to Payne. He drives the baseline. He tries to dish it off to Jackson, and Dean picks it off. Harper goes up over the big man and puts it in.
Puts it in for 2. And the Tigers take the lead now, 36-34.
I'm amazed at the play that out of these little guys. Like number 3, James goes up over big men. He gets a lot of rebounds and a lot of points. And that time, Harper, the little man, drove in over the big man and he put it in.
Into Jackson. Jackson puts it in for two to tie it up again.
36-36, 4:22 left in the third period, and it's been
seesaw back and forth.
It's been shot for shot this quarter. Back to Foster. Fred Foster drives, and he tries to go in. He loses the ball. It goes to Roberts, and he puts it in to give the Cougars a lead.
All right, Harper with the ball now for the Tigers as they come down to set up their play.
Foster drives the baseline, puts it up. Dean gets the rebound, puts it back up, and he misses, but with the loose ball and the putback, number 44, Fred Foster.
Foster puts it in for two to tie it back up once again. Seesaw battle here in this third period of play between these two schools.
I wouldn't expect it any other way. Graham goes in, puts it up, and he's fouled.
I think Fincher is going to get charged with that one.
Call was on 43, Dean.
43 Dean gets the foul at the free throw line. Number 30, Jerry Graham for Northview. His shot is up now, and it falls in good. He'll get a second shot. Coming in the game, number 32, James Floyd. Number 12, Brad Payne, goes to the bench. Second shot's up, no good. Fincher gets the rebound.
Harper gets it. He brings it across. Tigers set up on offense. Over to Kuntz. And he lobs the ball, and Kenton James comes up with the steal and the basket.
James puts it in for two. They go to a 2-point lead now, 41-39. Tigers not paying attention on that pass.
I tell you, you can't make those lazy passes on this Cougar defense because James will be on that ball so quick and down the court and score, and that's what he did the last time. Over to Floyd. He pulls up, and it's blocked by Fincher, but Floyd gets the rebound, goes up, hooks it in.
Dean unable to control that one, so loses it, and the Cougars able to pick up the basket. The Tigers on the offensive now.
43-39, Cougars up by 4 points. Harper with the ball for the Tigers, and he tries to get in. He turns it over out to Mark Roberts, and he pulls it back out and sets it up.
Smart move by Roberts there.
Graham goes in, he misses, and Fincher comes down with the loose ball. Over to Fred Foster. He pulls up, shoots. Fincher with the rebound. He goes up strong, and he makes it.
Falls in for Fincher, and he gets fouled, so he'll go to the free throw line. Number 5, charged with a foul. That's Mark Roberts. Second team foul.
Roberts called with the foul. We haven't seen him signal whether the basket was good or not. Okay, yes, they have. So it's a 40-43 game. Fincher can cut the lead to 4 points, to 2 points if he makes this one.
His shot's up, and it falls in good.
So it's a 43-41 game. Northview leading with 2:12 left in the third period.
Kenton James brings it across for Northview now. At the top of the keys, they set up their play. Over to Roberts.
The Tigers have won the last 4 meetings between these teams.
Oh, a nice feed by Foster, and it's picked up by Roberts, and the Cougars able to pick a turnover over the Tigers.
I tell you, the Cougars are playing good defense. They are looking for the long passes, and they've stolen 2 balls and gotten points off 2 turnovers, 4 points off 2 turnovers.
Okay, Harper brings it across for the Tigers now. 4-point lead for the Cougars.
And another steal by Mark Roberts. The Tigers are doing a poor job of passing the ball. They're telegraphing the passes so the Cougars know where the ball's going. That's 3 turnovers in a row, and the Cougars have scored 3 field goals in a row off Dothan High School turnovers.
Dean is charged with another foul. And at the free throw line, number 30, Jerry Graham for the Cougars. Dean comes to the sideline, and Thomas comes back in for the Tigers. Shots up, no good. Rebounded by the Tigers.
47-41, 1:11 left in the third period. Harper drives in, dishes it off to number 31. That's Thomas. He puts it up, and he's fouled by 42, Devon Jackson.
At the free throw line, number 31 for the Tigers. That's Robert Thomas. He gets a couple of chances here to put points on the board for the Dothan Tigers. First one's up and in.
The Tigers have committed a slew of turnovers in the third quarter, and that's how Northview has run up this lead, a 4-point lead.
The second free throw up and good, 47-43, less than a minute.
Roberts into Graham, back out to Roberts, and he moved his pivot foot. He's called for traveling that time, and the Tigers get a turnover.
In for the first time tonight, number 52, Raymond Bryant for the Cougars.
Out, Jerry Graham. Harper brings it across for the Tigers. Harper back out, Foster back out to Harper. Boy, Northview is playing some really tough, tight defense, and they come up with another steal. Out to Mark Roberts, and it's blocked by Fincher. A great defensive play by Fincher. Two great defensive plays by Fincher. Grab, but a three-pointer by Floyd to give the Cougars a 6-point lead. Wow, that was a great defensive effort by Fincher, but the Tigers couldn't get possession of the ball, and that was Floyd that made a big three-point basket.
Big basket there with Floyd right on the line for 3 points, and they take a 6-point lead into the fourth period of play here for these Cougars.
So after 3 periods of action, it's 49 for the Northview Cougars and 43 for the Dothan Tigers. We'll be back with that fourth and final quarter of action after these messages.
Your number one source for high school sports. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
Okay, we're back on the campus of Dothan High School for the fourth and final quarter play between the Dothan Tigers and the Northview Cougars. It's a cross-town rivalry, Bobby.
Yes, it is. It's the Cougars of Northview High School against the Tigers of Dothan High into this fourth period of play tonight, and it's been a seesaw battle all the way with the Cougars getting a better end of the third period.
The Tigers came from behind and took a lead for a very brief period of time, and the Cougars turned up that defense and made some big steals and came up with some easy baskets off the turnovers.
Number 30, Graham, is called for the foul there. Fincher will go to the line shooting 2.
I think what Coach Golden probably told him, work the ball inside and try to get the points in close, force them to foul you.
Right. So Fincher puts his first shot up, and it is short. Unable to cash in on that play is the Tigers here. Fincher shoots another one. It's up, and it also falls away.
I think we had a lane violation that time, so Fincher get another opportunity to score. And he misses. So he had 3 opportunities and missed all 3 of them.
6-point lead for the Cougars. As our go guy, Kenton James, brings it down for Northview.
In the game for Northview, number 5, Mark Roberts. Kenton James, number 332, Floyd. And that's Graham, number 30, and 42. That's Devon Jackson in the game for the Tigers, 44-40. That was a nice pass from number 44, Foster, over to Fincher, number 40. 14's in the game for the Tigers. That's Willie Jackson. And 31 is in the game, and that's Thomas. So that time, the Tigers seem to have something going here.
The go-to guy, or the guy that's made the big difference for Northview in this game tonight, has come off the bench. That's number 5, Mark Roberts. He's had some real key baskets, and he's well, we got a 4-point lead now.
Roberts has played an outstanding game so far. He's come up with some big steals and some big baskets.
Coots
pulls up for a 3.
Short.
Tigers get it back over to Fred Foster. And they call him for offensive foul.
Quick whistle there on Fred Foster by the official. Called for a charging foul.
So the Tigers turn it over. The ball goes back to the Northview Cougars with 6:41 left in the fourth period. Kenan James has the ball for the Cougars. Mark Roberts. So they're passing it around. Number 14 pulls up for the shot, and he gets the roll.
Gets the roll and falls in for 2.
That was Clark with the basket. 6-point lead for the Cougars. Just over 6 minutes left in the game. Pass over to Foster. He drives down the middle, puts it up, and it won't fall for him. Ford gets the rebound out to Roberts. He goes up and puts it in. So Northview has run up to an 8-point lead.
And the Tigers throw it away.
Substitution coming into the game. That's McGriff comes in for Kuntz. Northview leading by 8 points.
Northview kind of stretching out the floor a little bit too.
That was a nice look to hit the open man under the basket. That was Floyd up with that basket. Northview's run off a 10-point lead. Dothan just not able to get anything going in the fourth quarter. Fred Foster drives the baseline, puts it up, and they call him for traveling. So Coach Golden wants a timeout. So lately it's been all Northview in this game.
Yes, it has. They've been able to add up a 10-point lead here, walking away in this fourth period. It was seesaw all the way, and Dothan kind of let up in the third period. The Cougars poured it on, and now they've jumped up to a 10-point lead in this game.
The Cougars have led the whole game except for one brief period where the Tigers took a lead. It's been tied several times, but the Cougars have led most of this game, and they have a 10-point lead, but there's almost 5.5 minutes left in this game, and I don't think we've seen the end of the Tigers.
I don't think so either. They never say die. They hustle all the way to the end, and they're going to have to hustle in this remaining 5 minutes and 22 seconds to overcome a 10-point deficit. Got to hold the Cougars down and make some smart plays and not turn the ball over.
That's been their problem. They've turned the ball over absolutely too many times and haven't been able to get into a half-court offense. Haven't gotten any production out of the half-court offense.
We're probably going to see full-court pressure now from the Tigers.
Substitution in the game for the Tigers, number 22, and that's Demetrius Roberts. So the Tigers are pressing full court, and the Cougars almost turned the ball over, so the Tigers almost came up with a big play. Mark Roberts has it back out to Kenan James. I think Northview's going to slow things down a little bit and force Dothan to come out at him. They're leading by 10 points with less than 5 minutes to go.
That's what they were trying to do in the last series, stretching out the floor. and they've done the same thing again to slow down the game. With a 10-point lead, they can afford to do that. Only take a sure shot.
Coach Griffin standing up, shouting out instructions to his team. Mark Roberts drives to the basket, puts it up, blocks by number 31. That was Thomas. The Tigers go in, miss. That was number 22. Roberts goes in and misses, and Northview gets the ball back. An opportunity to run some more time off the clock.
That's right. Roberts threw it away, but then came down and got the rebound for the Cougars. 4:12 and counting in this fourth period of play.
Cougars leading by 10 points. 4 minutes left. And the Cougars come up with the steal and a block by Foster. He came out of nowhere to block that basket. It looked like a sure basket for Northview.
Nice block by 44 Foster. And the Tigers set it up now at the top of the key at midcourt. Pass it over to Foster.
In the picture, he passes over to number 31. That's Thomas for the basket.
Thomas puts it in. 8-point lead for the Cougars now.
Bobby, that was a great block by Foster. I assume that Jackson had an easy basket. James goes up and misses, and Floyd goes up and he's fouled.
I'm surprised that Northview was not able to put that basket in. They were wide open. They went up, but number 31 comes in and closes the door, and he is charged with a foul. As 32 for Northview at the free throw line. Floyd shooting 2.
Northview leading by 8 points, and Floyd misses his first attempt. He'll get another opportunity. And he misses both. Thomas comes down with the rebound. Demetrius Roberts brings it across. He's being guarded by Mark Roberts. Over to McGriff. Out to Thomas. He drives between defenders, puts it up, misses. Devon Jackson gets the rebound. And a pass, a long pass, and Fisher comes down with the loose ball. Fred Foster. Foster goes up, puts it in with the left hand.
Number 2. Nice move by Foster. Cuts the lead to 6.
So Northview had gone into a stall, Bobby, but they've been taking shots.
And the Cougars want a timeout. Full timeout.
So Dothan's cut the lead from 10 points just a couple of minutes ago down to 6 points.
That's right. 2:32 left to go here. And Coach Golden is talking to his Tigers. And our Northview coach is over talking to his Cougars. Not happy with the stall and them taking the shots and giving away 4 points here in the last few minutes.
Yes, Coach Griffin is telling these guys, look, guys, we had this game under control, and you've forced some shots and came up empty and given Dothan an opportunity to get back into this game. So take your time, make them come out to you instead of you going to them, because they're trailing, so they need the ball back to put some points on the board.
That's right. Dothan has got to be aggressive, but they need to try to refrain from making fouls to give Northview an opportunity to get free shots. But we'll see what happens with 2:32 left to go in the game.
2:32 left, 55-49. The Northview Cougars leading the Dothan Tigers in a crosstown rivalry. And this game has been everything we expected, Bobby.
Full court pressure by the Tigers, but Northview able to bring it across.
Mark Roberts has the ball for the Cougars. They're trying to get the ball inside. Floyd back to Roberts. And Roberts, and he almost loses it, and it's off of Fred Foster's foot.
Foster playing great defense there, almost able to come up with a steal, but still Northview ball.
Northview takes it out. Floyd takes it out for the Cougars into Jerry Graham. And they try to get it to Devon Jackson, and he turns it over. Fisher has the ball for the Tigers, and Roberts has it. Over to Coots. He pulls up for a three. He misses, and Jerry Graham. And Coach Golden thought that should have been a traveling call there.
Yeah, the official missed that on that play.
Thomas goes for the steal, and it's out of bounds. Minute 45 left. 6-point lead by the Cougars.
All right, Northview will bring it in with a minute 45 remaining.
By court, they forced the turnover. This game isn't over yet. That time, Mark Roberts got caught on the half-court line, and he stepped back. He was being pressure defended, and he fouls number 22, Demetrius Roberts.
Okay, Roberts charged with that foul.
Roberts foul. We have two Roberts. Roberts on Roberts.
Yeah, Roberts on Roberts. Okay.
Mark Roberts, number 5 for Northview, and Demetrius Roberts, number 22 for Dothan. Foster goes up, misses, and Kenton James, the smallest man on the court, comes up with the rebound over the big guys. Minute 25 left.
All right, Northview with the ball, doing the slow down.
Foster almost came up with another steal. They're calling for the fouls, so we're not in a bonus situation, so the Cougars will have to take it out.
All right, 30-second timeout called by Coach Golden. The wheel still turns. They got the B light lit up for the Cougars now. They're in the 1-1 on the next foul, but we only have a minute 17 left in this game. Northview holding on to a slim 6-point lead, up to 10 points at one time, and then the Tigers fall back, narrowed it to 6, and no one can score a basket since then.
Yeah, it's been neither team's been able to score lately, so it's been stuck on a 6-point lead for a while. The Cougars will be inbounding the ball with the minute 17 left. Coach Griffin probably told him just hold on to the ball, don't try to force anything, and good things will happen to you. So that time the Tigers played tough, tight defense, and the Cougars weren't able to get the ball in. So Jerry Graham, not Graham, but that was Floyd, calls timeout.
All right, Coach Golden has the Tigers over. They try to put together a play and pulls the bench over together. Coach Griffin over there with his Cougars, trying to decide what to do in this remaining 1:17. They're on offense, and the Tigers on defense, trying to overcome that 6-point deficit.
So, you know, the Tigers are 2-3 pointers away from tying this game, but when you're behind, that's a long way. When you're ahead, I tell you, it's tough to maintain possession of the ball and keep it. You know, the Coach Griffin probably saying, now there's a lot of time left on this clock, and Coach Golden's probably saying, boy, I wish we had a little more time. So, you know, time is on one of them's side, and right now it's on the side of the Northview Cougars.
All right, the plays have been called. Both squads coming back out onto the court. The Tigers on defense and the Cougars on the offensive.
So the Cougars are trying to break a 4-game losing streak to the Tigers, who beat them 4 times last year. And the Tigers are trying to make it a 5-game winning streak. And a dunk attempt by number 42, Devon Jackson. He missed it and gives the Tigers a chance to get back into it. And there's a foul call on number 42, Devon Jackson. Jackson went for the dunk, Bobby. He missed it, and the Tigers got the rebound. Then on the other end of the court, he fouls.
That's right. And still no bonus yet for the Tigers, so Coombs throws it in for Dothan.
Coombs over to Demetrius Roberts. He pulls up for a 3, and he nails it. So it's a 3-point game with less than a minute to go.
You just said they had 2 3-point plays. They made one of them. They need to turn over fast.
So Northview with the ball, 48 seconds left. Dothan double teams. Ball goes over to Mark Roberts. He gets it down to Jackson. And a foul is called.
Number 31.
That was Thomas called with the foul, Robert Thomas.
All right, a bonus situation. Roberts goes to the free throw line for the Cougars. And Coach Golden wants another timeout.
Wow, so it's a three-point game. That was a big three-pointer by Demetrius Roberts. I believe that may be his first basket of the game.
I think it is, and what a time to come up with a big three-pointer. They need a bounce here with this first free throw attempt, and for it to roll away and them get the rebound and come down and score a quick three to tie it.
So what Coach Golden's telling these guys, he said, guys, look, we're still in this game. Block out. If he missed, don't let them get an offensive rebound and put it up and put us out of this game. Well, Coach Griffin is probably saying we need these free throws. And if he missed, make sure we block out and get the rebound and maintain possession of the ball.
You can't say enough about the Tigers here trying to overcome a 10-point deficit. And they've closed it to within 3. The Cougars at the free throw line, the big guy on the night who has done an outstanding job for the Cougars, number 5, that is Mark Roberts.
Roberts at the line. It's a 3-point game. He misses, and Thomas comes down with the rebound. Out to Coach. Coach puts it up and in. It's a 1-point game. The tag of and the foul is called on Coach. Wow. It should be a 1-point game because it was a 3-point game.
Yep.
Okay, it's a 2-point game. 2-point game.
Should be a 1-point game.
It should be a 1-point. There we go. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's a 55-54 game. And Floyd's at the line for the Cougars. Boy, I tell you, I say it's not over until it's over.
At just 0.2 of a second less than 30 left. This is a clutch free throw here for the Cougars. Number 32, Floyd. It's up, and it's no good.
Fisher comes out with the rebound. Out to Foster. Over to Roberts. He goes up. And he's fouled. Whoa.
And they call a technical. They call a technical.
Wow. What a turnaround of events here late in the closing seconds of this game.
They just called a 2-shot foul.
Okay, Bobby, if you look, we're on the Cougar side. They're screaming now, and the Tiger side was screaming. So it's like evenly divided.
All right, Roberts could have iced it away there, but it fell short, so he's got to have this one.
But Roberts made the big three-pointer a minute ago to bring the Tigers back within 1.
A clutch free throw is needed badly here with a 1-point lead for these Tigers. And at the free throw line and can do it away and can tie it up is Demetrius Roberts. And he's still got 1 shot left as the wheels are turning for both these squads.
Northview had a commanding 10-point lead with, I think, just over 2 minutes left in the game. And Dothan has fought back and have cut the lead to 1 and have an opportunity to tie it up. Demetrius Roberts will be at the foul line when action continues.
When these two schools get together, man, it's something else. And it has been a thriller from tip-off to this point now, and we still got 21.4 seconds left.
Bobby, this is what high school basketball is all about. You know, we were doing a game last night. It was just like this. It was actually crosstown rivals, Rehoboth and Houston Academy. So this is Dothan and Northview. So 4 schools in the Dothan metropolitan area have played each other, and I tell you what, it's gone down to the wire in both games.
Yes, it has. And number 22 coming off the bench late can be the winner tonight.
So if the Tigers miss, Coach Griffin told the Cougars to make sure you block out. But Coach Golden said, if he missed, y'all get the rebound.
It's short.
But Foster gets the rebound. And the call was out of bounds. Wow. Foster came up with the rebound, but I think he stepped out of bounds. So the Tigers call timeout. Roberts unable to sink either one of his free throws, which could have given the Tigers a 1-point lead.
Yes, it was air ball both times, short, and Coach Golden arguing that the ball was tipped by the Cougars, and it should be Tiger ball, but I think the officials hear nothing of that.
Yeah, the decision has been made, so the Cougars will get the ball out of bounds, and they'll try to hold on for 28 and a half seconds and try to hold on to a victory, but the Tigers going to make it tough for them, so it's still too close to call. Anything can happen in 20 seconds.
It's amazing what all can get done here in just a short space of time that we think 20 seconds is no time, but in a basketball game it could be an eternity.
Well, it was just a little over 2 minutes when the Cougars had a 10-point lead, and the Tigers are slowly chopped away at it. The Cougars made some big mistakes and let the Tigers back into this game. James with the ball for the Cougars. And a foul on Kuntz, number 35.
35 called by Kuntz.
Stephen, how about giving me a shout around the gym? There are people standing everywhere. Nobody's in the seat. Everybody's on their feet. They are just really excited, and I don't think you'll see anyone leave this gymnasium before the clock runs out.
All right, 32, Floyd is on a 1-and-1. If he misses, and he nailed it.
So it's a 2-point lead for the Cougars.
All right, next shot by number 32, James Floyd. He puts it up in the air, and it is a good.
So the Tigers get the ball out. They're trailing by 3. Demetrius Roberts could not hold on to the ball. The Cougars have the ball in the lead with 2.6 seconds left.
And the Cougars will get to go to the line. Shooting will be number 32, James Floyd.
He made the last two last time he's up to give the, I guess they call an intentional foul. He missed that one. I'm not sure what the call was, but he's up shooting by himself. So Floyd gives the Cougars a 4-point lead.
And Roberts comes to the sideline. Number 12 for the Northview comes back in, Brad Payne, and they bring it in.
So James gets it, and it's over. It's over. So the Cougars break a 4-game losing streak against the Dothan Tigers. They win it 58-54 in a hard-fought battle that went down to the wire.
Can't say enough about both these teams. Northview being, as we understand it, 4-0 in the conference, and they'll be 5-0 now. As they move forward and win this game tonight. Northview fought hard. They had a big lead, almost let it get away from them, but then they walk away with a 4-point win with some clutch free throws in the last few seconds.
That's the thing that pulled it out for them, Bobby. Dothan wasn't able to make the free throws. They had 2 opportunities to make free throws, and if they had made both of those free throws, they would have taken a 1-point lead, and that would have changed the complexity of the game.
You're right. Those free throws are extremely important in any situation, but when there's time running out, when time's running out, it makes it real tough if you are unable to put those points in, and it haunts the Tigers here with this game tonight, and they lose by a score of 58-54.
So it was everything we expected. I would expect no less of these teams when they suit up on the same basketball court.
And in not too distant future, we'll be over at the Northview gym, and we'll watch the matchup between Northview and Dothan a little bit later on in the month, I believe.
Yes, that game will take place on the 17th of January. So
that's
these
just a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, these two teams will meet again, and believe me, when they meet again, it'll be just like tonight.
That is right. Big win for the Northview Cougars tonight to remain undefeated, as we understand it, in their region here in the state of Alabama. 5-0 now.
Okay, that's going to about wrap it up from the Dothan High School campus from John Davis Gym. The Northview Cougars coming out on top of the Dothan Tigers, 58-54. So I'm Mick Kirk along with Bobby Price and our ace cameraman and editor, Mr. Stephen Short. Wishing you a good night and a good evening.